Good afternoon, guys. We're here with another project. So, I'm sure you guys saw the picture. Blowout on the trailer. Well, if you guys see, I was driving my crane the other day. I had this dump trailer on the back. I was going to a tree job. And I was getting on the on-ramp and I looked back, flat tire in the trailer. I pull over, like, oh crap, flat tire. I was only probably 4 miles from my shop though. But I had to back off of the on-ramp with this flat tire. And traffic in the morning, 8 o'clock morning traffic, everybody going to work. I drive all the way back to my shop, get out, and then realize that the tire was flat because this leaf spring actually snapped. So I don't know if you guys will be able to see in there. Let me see if I can get a light. But the leaf spring actually snapped. You guys see that? So yeah, that's something that needs to be replaced. So I need a tire and a leaf spring. It really stinks too because the two tires on this side were the two brand new ones. But not a big deal. I guess I'm gonna have to teach you guys how to replace the leaf spring. So it should just be a bolt here. There'll be another bolt on the opposite side in the back. We can't really see now. If you guys can tell, the whole axle is shifted backwards because the leaf spring snapped. So that's why the tire popped. It drove the tire right into the fender and locked the tire right up. So bolt there, bolt in the back, and then you have the U-bolts that actually hold the leaf spring to the axle. So you'll have the nuts on those. So pull that apart, boom, get that out. We'll go to the parts store and see if we can find another one that matches up. All right, guys. First things first, taking the tire up. Back wrench, sockets. Head, right here. File. Alright. Socket. You guys can get a better view now. Let me get my light set back up. I ran over it. So, as you can see, leaf spring, yeah, should be connected. Let me get another light. I'll show you where it's supposed to be connected. Right there. See that? That spot right here? That's where it's supposed to connect. That end right there. So, like I was saying, we got one bolt here we gotta get, and then we got these U-bolts. So there'll be 4 nuts, as you can see on that plate. Get those 4 nuts. So you pull those off, and then the whole leaf spring will come off of the axle. Alright. Well, I guess we gotta get to it. I'm gonna set you guys back up. See if I can figure out what size that is. Hopefully the bolts aren't too rusted and they come apart. Bigger hammer. Yep. Got it. That did not want to move. It's gonna be time for a new trailer pretty soon. This thing is neat, man. I guess couldn't be the easy way. So I'm just cutting off the head of the bolt, and then you can just push the bolt out the other side. Okay. That's cut off. Let me go get something to punch that through. Let's see if it pops right up. that bolt's out. Alright, the leaf spring is shoved so far back, it's wedged in that bolt. I'm gonna try and hit it ahead. See if I can move that axle out again. Oh yeah. Okay. Alright, where's those U-bolts? These nuts are rusty. That's not good. Okay, I'm almost thinking better off starting with a grinder on this one. Bam! Wow, that scared me. You guys hear that? Holy crap, that has some pressure on it. Holy crap. Wow, I got about 2/3 of the way through with that cut and it just snapped the bolt. Now there's about an inch gap between where I cut. Woo, baby! Alright, let's see if we can get that loose. Alright. What? Just put inside the socket. Oh man, yeah, that nut's gone. Woo! Yes, sir. Oh. Nice. Look how hot that nut is. In the water, it's sizzling. Woo! Alright, there's one nut left. And this axle's dropping. As soon as I turned it, snap! Ah! Ooh! Ooh, that hurt! Oh, I thought it sliced me open, but it actually gave me a mean blood blister. Woo! Woo, baby, that pinched me good. Oh, in the moment, it felt like it sliced me. That's crazy. Whew. Alright. Let's see. Alright, we gotta get to the trailer place. The trailer place probably 20 minutes from here. They have everything in stock always, leaf springs, tires, no matter what you need. Driving down the highway, watching my wood chips flying off my windshield. I missed my exit, so now I gotta go a whole other exit, turn around and come back. Alright guys, just getting back from the place. Trailer place had the leaf springs in stock. They had a tire, but they didn't have time to put the tire on. So I just dropped it off out front to the mechanic. He's got a tire machine, he's gonna get that put on for me. And we should be all set. So I'm gonna grab the new leaf spring and I will meet you inside. Alright guys, so here's the leaf spring. As you can see, it is snapped like I was talking about. Snapped right here, basically right where a U-bolt connects on the axle. Lost this whole top portion. So we're gonna get it replaced, same thing as before. So let me just show you guys really quick. So leaf spring's got this bolt that goes through it, or that bolt in the bottom of the leaf spring. will drop right through that center hole. And then in your axle, there's gonna be a little bracket. It'll have a hole in it, just like this other one on your axle for this little nub to go in. So that's how you know everything's lined up perfect. This lip hangs over, if you can see back here, there's a little tiny bolt that hangs over that, and then the front hole goes, you got your one main big bolt that goes through. And that's it, guys. There's really not too much to change in these. On my back bolt, I'm gonna have to find something. So I don't know if you guys can see, that's the little tiny back bolt that it hooks over, but you can see mine is very rusted out. Really hard to tell, but it's not even round anymore and it's almost about to snap. So I'm gonna have to find a new one. I'm not really sure if I've got anything, but go over here, we can usually find something. So we'll look for a bolt. I'm sure we could find one. Alright guys, I'm gonna get you set up and watch me start putting this thing back together. I'm just gonna cut that little bolt out of there right now. Not doing any good. Wow. Yeah, now you guys can probably see that. Hopefully. That thing is bad. It's looking like I might have the right bolt. That'd be pretty awesome. Let's see. And it's just enough to get another one. I could almost use a 3/8 bolt. Let's see if one will fit. Woo! 3/8 bolt fits. Alright, we're going with that. I like that better. Perfect. We're gonna stick this over there right now. Oh, we got it. So I want to show you guys what I'm doing here. Okay. What I'm trying to do. Okay, so I've got that little bolt going through back here that I was talking about. So the lip on the end of this leaf spring by my pinky here, I want that going around that bolt. See how I'm going over top of the bolt with that lip? So now I'm pretty much hooked on the bolt. So now you see I can lift the other end of this leaf spring and I'm hooked on there. Can't come off now. Alright, just want to show you guys that. So then when you come over, you're going to go to pull up your leaf spring, and your leaf spring will pull up this side, and this will be the side where your other bolt goes through. Before we do that, I'm going to have to get this axle jacked up to get it high enough to be able to get that set, because the axle's too low right now. The leaf spring will never be able to get up high enough to get that bolt in. I like to get that bolt in to hold the leaf spring in place, to sort of hold the axle up before I try and do all my U-bolts and all that. We'll see if that actually works out, but that's what I like to do. I'm gonna drop this trailer for now, so I can jack this axle up. I can take my big bolt and try and feed it through. It's nice because your leaf spring can slide to the right. So if you jack your axle all the way up, you get plenty of slack, and you can slide the opposite way to line it up perfect. Okay, I got that bolt in with the nut on. I'm not going to crank anything tight yet, just till I get everything in place. You want to make sure everything's lined up before you go tightening everything. This, see how it's rounded a little bit? You want the rounded going down. So it's just flat plate on top, no rounded going up. down. So now as you come down, that little nub sticking out of the top of the leaf spring I was talking about, you want to make sure that lines up with the hole in your axle bracket. There's a bracket that comes down off your axle, and it's got a hole in it. I'm going to slowly release this so I can come down. You want to drop the axle right on the leaf spring, right so that hole is lined up perfect. And it might not line up perfect, like here, not really lined up. I'll give it a little kick. I think that's lined up now. Got my jack all the way down. Look, nope, not going through the hole. There it is. It's dropped over. Your axle should sit flat right on top of that leaf spring. Yep, perfect. Sitting right in place now. Now the easy part. Drop your U-bolts right over the top of the axle, right down through the bracket. Get your nuts on. My bracket. They seem really tight. I think I bought the right ones. I don't really want to go in. They're not the same U-bolts. The U-bolts I bought are slightly bigger. I'm going to go get a 1/2-inch drill bit and just ram these out a little bit, I think. Bring these holes up this 1/2-inch bit and should be good. I would hope. Oh wow. They're bigger than 1/2 inch already. That battery's dead. I'll go get a 5/8. Yep. Alright, I'm gonna go grab my 5/8 bit. Key to drilling, not too fast and lots of pressure and lots of oil. I keep dipping it down there in oil. It's gonna line right up with this hole. This is actually upside down, so this will go like this. You want the rounded part facing the ground. That part of the leaf spring will come right through this hole, and the U-bolts will go over the axle and through the other holes. Right down in there, in the middle of that bracket, there's another hole, and that leaf spring will line right up with that and go inside that hole, and that's how you know your leaf spring's centered. This is the new U-bolt. You want that going right around the axle, one here, and then one on the inside right there. I'm gonna put that one in now. You'll put those down through. You'll put your bracket on the bottom of your leaf spring. Put these U-bolts going through your new bracket. Nuts on the bottom, tighten them up, and you're good. Alright, nuts are on. Now when you tighten them up, you just want to go real slow, snug them up so you make sure that whole leaf spring is going through your bracket perfect. You don't want to just go and crank one nut all the way tight. You want to go around and sort of tighten them all evenly before you go actually snugging them up. bolt stuck in a socket, a lot of times you can just drop it right outside, poop, comes right out. You saw me just hammering it when you come out, dropping outside, poop, right out. Yeah, no, I'm gonna jack it up higher because it would be a lot faster. This little impact wrench kicks butt. I tell you what, before I had this thing, oh, I mean, it's not going to take off a semi-lug nut like people say, but whew, it saves a lot of time, a lot of time. I'm going to tighten that big bolt, get a nut for this bolt and tighten that, get the wheel back to the guy out front, and we're done. Alright guys, you want to see what it looks like? Okay, there's a new leaf spring installed. All set. All in there. All that's left to do is put the tire back on, let the jack down, and we're all set. Whew, that was a fun one, guys. Thanks for keeping up with me. Alright, we'll catch you on the next one.